it's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm here doing another reading. I also want to remind you this is the last week in the free giveaway that we're doing for March. So every week I'm picking one subscriber that's going to win a free reading. So there's been 3 winners already, and there's going to be one more winner. So you can still enter. All you have to do is subscribe, and then you're automatically entered. However, I should note that, you know, if you're subscribed, your privacy settings are such that I am not allowed to know that you're a subscriber, then I won't be able to enter you because I won't know. But, you know, everyone's invited. So, click the subscribe button. Okay, so I'm starting out with Mystical Shaman Oracle for the reading. I've started a whole new thread. If you're new, you'll know that I arranged the videos on this channel according to playlists of storylines, and you know, so related videos, related storylines kind of get linked together this way so that you can kind of follow stuff. Because there's like certain recurring storylines that come and go on the channel, and they're like continually evolving. And so I've created threads around these related storylines so that you can kind of like, you know, look at them over the long arc of time. But there is now a thread for there's now a thread for the coronavirus, because there's been like a lot of it's an interesting storyline in itself because it's having like a big impact on the collective consciousness. And so yeah, we're watching that unfold, and that is in itself a big storyline, because I think, yeah, we're all being impacted in some way or another, and, you know, things are changing. Like, it's not going to go back to how it was. So we've been exploring that a lot this week, because obviously that's a big thing that's impacting a lot of people. Okay, so cards. We got the arrow. So this has been a big theme that's come up several times in the last couple months. And then we have fire. And we have the Jaguar. Okay, so again, these cards, they like go together in this really beautiful way. And it definitely goes along with the what's going on with the whole coronavirus shakedown that's happening. So the arrow, this is a card of like hitting your mark. And so the message with this card is sort of like when you're in alignment with the universe, you know, it's just like when you like have your intention and you set it and you release it into the universe, when you're in alignment, like your arrow is going to hit the mark, like because all the forces of the universe are going to conspire to like bring it into fruition. So this is a card that's like a good omen that you are in alignment, and your arrow is going to hit the mark. So this is like a confirmation. Then we've got the fire. So this is a card of passion, and also just like reminding us that like nothing in life is permanent. Like everything is always changing, and everything is always evolving, and things are like gonna, you know, be consumed by this fire of passion and transformed, you know, because it's also like a card of transformation, you know, like they talk about like walking through the fire and being transformed, and also like the phoenix, like rising from the firebird, rising from the ashes, you know, at it and being transformed, you know. And so we're going through this great period of transformation, like that's clear, and it's happening to everyone. And then we have the Jaguar. And this is really beautiful because it's just sort of like the Jaguar is like at the top of the food chain in the Amazon, and like the Jaguar is like, it's kind of a symbol like of just like being in command of your fear, you know, like the Jaguar is like explored all the like shadow territory, you know, and is like not held back by that, because the Jaguar is like in command of that aspect of self. So, you know, like we've been like the last couple days, there's been all these readings about like healing these deep wounds, and like you know, reconnecting to the matrix, you know, from a different perspective, like after like taking this time to reflect and like and sort of recalibrate like how we're connecting to the world. So it's like the Jaguar is in command of all of that, and like this is like an omen that like you're gonna come out on top, you know, because the Jaguar is just like can move through all the, you know, deepest, darkest like parts of the Amazon, but still is like, you know, in command of its destiny, you know. So this is like, I feel like this is a really, you know, it's a good omen, because there's all this change and all this uncertainty, and it's really unsettling for people. But it's like, if you've done this work on yourself, like despite all this impermanence and change, like your arrow is going to hit the mark. Like don't be discouraged by all the chaos and destruction around you, because if you've conquered your fear, your arrow is going to hit the mark, like regardless. So I feel like that's a pretty inspiring message. We're going to go into the wild unknown, because we're going into the wild unknown, and see what if we can get some overall messages for this reading. But it's pretty cool. Like it's been really interesting. I think it's always like, it's like, you know, human drama unfolding before our eyes, and just like how different people respond to this kind of situation. And so like I've really been drawing inspiration from watching that, you know, because it's like it brings out the best and the worst in people. And so it's beautiful to watch, and I'm like really trying to align myself with, you know, the energy of hope and inspiration, and just like creative, you know, spark, because that's what's going to help us get through all this, you know. All right, one more. Okay. All right, so at the bottom of this, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a card of like planting seeds for the future. So yeah, I mean, clearly we're all having to like rebuild our foundations, and so you know, it's like it's important to still be, you know, looking ahead at like the future, and not just like reacting to everything that's going on. Like we want to, you know, be in our power, so that we can move through this moment like with intention. But we also, for the overall energies, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and we have the Daughter of Cups. So this is interesting, because the Four of Pentacles is, this came up in a reading not a couple days ago that I'll have to link, but it was like the same exact card too. And but the Four of Pentacles is kind of like a card of hoarding and like sort of like blocking, and like it's like kind of the cautionary tale of what this Jaguar is reminding you not to do, is like not to lock down, you know, in fear, because, you know, in order to move through this moment, we have to be open, like, and we have to flow through the moment, you know, and be open to possibilities, because it's like if you clench up and like shut down, like basically like you're cutting off your abundance, So this is a reminder to stay open, you know. And then if you can do that, we've got the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory over, you know, over this rain and circumstance, but there's this rainbow here, you know. So it's just like, keep looking ahead, keep looking at the future. Like, this is a really hard time, but there is a rainbow on the other end of this rainstorm. And then we have the Daughter of Cups. This is like a new beginning in love, you know. It's like kind of like the Page of Cups. It's like a beginning, like, offer, you know. It's just like, it's just the beginning stage, but there's an opportunity there that's just coming online. Okay, I'm going back to my Chinese Rider-Waite and see if I can get a little bit more clarity on what's going down here. But ooh. Yeah, these are exciting times. It's like, I was talking to my friend last night, and she's like, I don't remember things being like this much in crisis since 9/11, you know? But it's like, I don't know. I feel like this might even have a more long-term impact, but, you know, who can say? It's like, time will tell, but it's going to be profound. Ooh. All right, just going to get a couple more cards. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, so at the bottom we have the Ace of Wands. So this is a new beginning, a new spark of inspiration, but this passionate, fiery new start. So that's exciting. And then we have the King of Wands, the Sun, and the Ace of Swords. So we've got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Like, there's some truth that's, you know, being told, but it's going to inspire like this passionate fire and new start. And then we have the King of Wands. So this is like a king that's in his power and is able to like manifest his emotions into the three-dimensional world. This king like was really, he was presiding over a reading a few weeks ago called Jedi Training, and it was all about, you know, being in command of your emotions and your mind, you know, and it was like this Jedi training, you know, and how this was going to help you to overcome all these obstacles. And he was kind of like the Yoda, where he was like in the background and he was presiding over the reading, but, you know, he was like kind of out of the fray. So I'm going to put a link to that reading because that might be a good message. But, you know, it's like, if we can be in command of that, you know, this is the outcome. This is where we're headed, you know. Like, there's some truth that's being told that's kind of like upsetting the apple cart, but like, this came out right under this whole victory over circumstance and the rainbow. Like, this is the rainbow, you know. So, but then underneath this King of Wands, we got this Four of Pentacles again, which is interesting because it fell right on top of this other Four of Pentacles. So it's like, I think this is a reminder, like, you know, we got to be in command of where we're putting our thoughts and where we're putting our emotions, because otherwise we're going to get stuck. And this is not what we want to do, because if we want to actually manifest, you know, our desires in the three-dimensional world, we have to be victorious over this energy. We have to be the King of Wands. And then we have underneath this Sun card, we have the King of Swords in reverse, which is interesting because if you've watched this very long, you know that I'm kind of anal about not reversing my cards. So when they come out reversed, it's like, whoa, you know. So the King of Swords is delivering this like harsh truth, you know, and it's interesting because it's upside down. So it's almost like despite whatever this harsh truth is, you know, it's kind of like confirming this. Like there's this rainstorm, and you know, but we're gonna be victorious over that. Like the sun is on top of this, you know. And then we have the page of wands. So a new inspiration, a new spark coming out of this harsh truth. So we have new love and new inspiration flanking this harsh truth. So yeah, it's like despite how hard things are, like remain positive, because that's what's going to get us to the Sun card, you know. Okay, 3 more cards. Oh my gosh. All right. On how we're going to move through this energy. Okay. All right, so the Eight of Cups, like clearly, you know, we can't go back to the past. Like we have to move forward into the future. Like there's no other way. And we have the Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's just like, this is like, the Four of Cups is like a card. Usually there's like a cup of love being offered, but you're kind of not looking at it and you're missing it, you know, because it's like there, but you're not taking it, you know. And so that fell on top of this message that keeps coming through, like, you know, you got to stay in your flow because you might miss the opportunity, you know, if you shut down. So it's a cautionary tale not to do that. Like, take a moment for yourself. The Hangman is kind of like taking a bird's eye view and like stepping back and looking at things from a higher perspective, you know, like take this moment to do that. Like that's why this is happening. And if you can do that, then we have the Ace of Pentacles. We've got this new opportunity that's coming online. So beautiful. I'm going to pull one card from Work Your Light to like finish out the reading, because, you know, these are hard times. We can use some light energy. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So yeah, like know that we have this help. It's available to us. I'm going to read you the meaning from the book. Okay, the Council of Light. The Council of Light is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist the raising of consciousness of the planet. They are here to help you achieve your soul mission and are guiding you every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will reigns, they cannot help you without your permission. If you would like their assistance, it is time to ask them. They can help with all kinds of requests. Nothing is too big or too small. Think of them as your personal team of helpers in the spirit realm. They are willing and ready to help step in and get to work. What would you like help with? What tasks would you like to delegate to them? The Council of Light is a team of ascended masters, light beings, angels, and guides devoted to the rising of Earth and all humanity. If you are a light worker, it is from you that you receive your personal mission. It is from them that you receive your personal mission. Like a Spirit World United Nations, they want to thank you so much for doing this work and devoting your life to uplifting the planet. Pray to them for clarity and guidance regarding your personal mission. Put in your requests and let them get to work. So yeah, like don't shut down. Be open, because we've got this guidance around us. And this is where we're headed. So bear that in mind, because it's not going to be easy, but you got this.